as you can see at in this bag, include cappuccino, color matches. So he was inspired by the green. This is the Alma. The stripe. This is the about touch. ก็คือตัว lining inside. We're gonna be keep store things that to be in good condition. System so that our designers always go back to our archives and be inspired. Yes. And when we can become, very popular and very successful, there always come imitations, and people start to copy, and that's why we have to innovate and move forward to describe this pattern. อันนี้ก็เป็นลายที่การคนขโมยนะครับก็ we also
ล็อกเรียน
แบบใช่ก็ที่สำคัญเลยก็คือล็อกของเราเนี่ยเราเป็นล็อกที่ชื่อดังมากๆเลย we known as the 5 tumbler lock so in the past maybe other competitors only have 3 tumbler locks we have 5 tumbler locks and we're very protected yes so in this never feel back you can see that Montgomery heritage in stripes so moving on to the damier we introduced this like almost 100 years ago but we also discontinued it because of the imitation problem too. And this is like the very first time that you see the trademark logos to be seen visible outside of the product. So อันนี้เป็นครั้งแรกที่เป็นแบรนด์เนมเริ่มแบบคนเริ่มจำเป็น LV ซึ่ง and then we launched it with the Damier Appinที่very masculine very on the wallet men's collection and then in 2003 I guess we introduced thisเขาเรียกว่า Damier Azul so they're inspired by sea and sand more feminine give like a total summer look for 2013 I think called yeah alright so moving on to our most iconic trunk which is the monogram and this happened during Louis Vuitton which is the second generation from his father and in order to commemorate his father he used his initial LV and however the monograms we never know where it came from but there are also many assumptions people said that
it's Chinese quite oriental
yeah,
it's a very Japanese very oriental
the coded motive
which was very popular at that time period
and probably in the West things that come from the East are going to be more popular
and more exotic
so I think that's the most likely story that is valid so anyway we also keep continuing developing our designs so you can see that the monograms here are a bit more graphic and more artistic so we never stop and just to highlight this petite mall petite means small mall means heat or the trunk and the way we make this petite mall is actually the same way we made the trunk a big trunk
an actual trunk
yes and an artisanที่มาวันนี้นะครับ they're going to demonstrate how to do it and maybe you haven't a chance to talk to them but at the end we have a translator if you can speak French you can talk to them directly too alright let's move on to am I speaking too fast I can move forward
No, I just want to be with you.
Alright, okay.
I just want to be with you.
Alright, okay. Well, usually this car was made from copper and zinc. So this is when, back in time, days of discoveries, new places. But when they travel to, along the what do you call that, equator line, where climates are more humid. So we need like a trunk that is more protective, more tolerant to the climate. So this is how the copper and zinc came about. And you can see they actually they were inspired by the metallic trunks by this climate tropics places. And you can see from the chatma very obvious that the pattern is more desert-like, very real, very equator, yeah. So it's actually inspired by the location of the trunks that they went to. Moving on to my most favorite too. Yes.
I like this one a lot. But I like it that the guy who wanted it was like, I want something to slip on, but please put it in a Louis Vuitton box for me.
Very chic.
So this is the Brazil mall. So the Brazil name actually derived from the person who ordered this trunk. His name is Xavier Brazil. He's an explorer that he went on an expedition in Congo, but he also wanted to get very comfortable in the middle of nowhere too. So that's how this trunk has come about. And that I'm very inspired by this trunk because who makes this, man?
Who makes this, man?
Thank you.
More relaxed.
Okay, thank you. A very fast sense of fashion. And we're moving on. So similarly, we also derived this the same concept for this lounge here when we launched our furniture. So
When was it launched?
this I've got to check for the numbers, so I don't give you that. 2016.
Oh, okay, so last year.
Yes, objects no
Quite
matter.
recently.
Very recently, and one of the highlights is that we always, put significance and stress on how things can be moved from point A to point B. So that is why this chair, the small parts can be put into the middle one, and the whole lot can be put into the biggest one, and then you can just carry it around.
Okay.
Yes. So from point A to point B always, and that's how we have kept our, DNA in our new products that are launched. And also, we never stop innovating. As you can see, this trunk is a cabin trunk.
As you can see.
Yeah, as you can see, yeah. But before that, we have a cabin trunk that is a little more lower, so it can be slide under the bed on the ship, so to create sufficiency for space. And Senor Louis Vuitton is very smart and foresaw these opportunities a lot. And in this modern era, we also produce Horizon. Airlines don't hate these because this is very lightweighted, and the capacity inside you can see. Which is true. Well, anyway, can you see the stripes that go across the mall, the trunk inside? You see like a little folding. Yeah. So actually, it inspired our Nicolas this year to produce his fashion show. And you can see the belt, the way it's folded, the way the boots are folded. So they're all inspired by something in this trunk. Always inspiring our designers. So this is the end towards of the first room. We're going to move on to the second room, and I will show you the different means of transportation that Louis Vuitton has contributed our technology and innovations to. Okay, so in this room, I want you to start with the travel motion. Anything. The city steamer. Steamer. So I want you to imagine you're on like a Titanic or something.
No.
Okay, it's sad. All right, a very beautiful cruise.
Queen Elizabeth.
All right, sure. Cruise, Queen Elizabeth cruise. So this is the wardrobe trunk, and one of our most. I really like it too because you can just get on there and open a trunk. It will become your wardrobe. You can hang your clothes, and we also have this kind of trunk in our shop that are more modern. So you can order it in epi leather, in monogram, or any preference you want. So it's still available in our
This
shop.
must be more recent. This must be Kim Jones.
Kim Jones, exactly. Oh yeah, this is by Kim Jones, because he wanted to make like a bag, like a portable bag. Before we talk about the shirt, this first smaller bag. It's our first supple bag that it can be folded inside a trunk, but you can also get it out and use it as like a private little small bag in on a cruise. Steamer for because it's foldable.
Okay.
And it could also be used in a steam room.
Oh,
Yeah.
so put the steam machine.
Yeah, no, it's
I read something about this that they usually put their used clothes.
your used clothes.
So like
Yeah.
they don't want to fall in capsule party.
How sure?
Wow, amazing. Amazing. I love your knowledge.
This is actually true.
Great.
But we're not
What are you doing
talk
there?
about that too. But it's true. They use it to put used clothes inside. But another aspect is that it's foldable. It's like beginning of getting like foldable supple bags. It's like a beginning of a lot of monogram bags like we keep on and everything like that. Anyway, Kim Jones, he decided this bag, but he also wanted to keep the heritage, which is the handle of the trunk. And also the V side is actually the personal side of Mr. Gaston Vuitton. Yes. So we use his personal sign as our commercial trademark too in this era. Okay, moving on to our train transportation. And this one I'm going to start with the same expandable suitcase. I want you to imagine like a truck that a suitcase. See, like an expandable zip and then it gets expanded. Actually, it didn't just come. We already invented it a long time ago because it's expandable, and this is like from 1891.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can store it up on the overhead compartment, and this is also another cabin bag that is used on a train because when you open it, you can reach everything in an instant because it's very big, very convenient, and our designers also saw that and was inspired by how it's so easy to get things that are very usable, very practical So that's why these bags are made. It's like a doctor's bag. You know, doctor bag, you have to be very quick and also have a lot of equipment to save lives. So this is an example of bags in this modern era. We also use that practicality to reproduce our products. And this is epi leather. This is also epi leather.
So it's long time ago.
This one is yeah.
Yeah, this is 1921.
This time is long time ago. Isn't it?
Very long time ago, huh? But we also keep our heritage. You know, you can see that the pattern of the leather is also in our more fashionable but practical bag.
That's cute.
This one is my favorite piece from the cruise collection.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah, we all have knowledge. Anyway, you can pre-order this in our store. Alright, this is the chauffeur kit. Anyway, because you bought this piece already, I want to highlight you that it actually came from this. This is a chauffeur kit, and during the time where automobile transportation wasn't, when it came about, it wasn't so great. Even Fordism, car breaks down a lot. So they have to have like a lot of instrument and tools to fix it. So they are in this bag. But some people also use it to store hat, and we
I was
also
gonna say that became a hat case.
and it became a hat shop
Yes.
in China. And it became a mini hat box by Nikolai Kestia, our creative director.
It's cruise.
Yes, the cruise 2018.
The one that you meant.
My favorite.
Did you buy this size or a bigger size? This size. Okay, very
But
pretty.
they have it in different colors too.
Alright. So this is the beginning of the word cars trunk. กระโปรงรถนะคะเราเรียกว่า cars trunk in English because this is the Excel ski trunk that I want to show you this picture.
The car is supposed to be very huge.
Yeah, because you put that in the entire trunk that can store 2 briefcases inside the car. So I keep my suitcase in the trunk.
Oh,
So this is where it came from. So it now became the word
So the
trunk.
trunk was actually outside.
Outside.
The interior of the
Yes,
car.
and we also do boxes and trunks that could give you like your traveling in style. You can just park right over there and get your silverware and drink some champagne or some tea, and also.
That's the life.
Yeah. But you guys recognize the World Tour collection? The World Tour collection. So basically, the World Tour collection came from the idea that our trunks that people used in the past, when they go to the hotels and they try to put a stamp, stickers on it, just to mark it in there, and also that we use that idea to reproduce this World Tour collection in our keep all.
Yeah. It will be Kim Jones.
Yeah.
Is it Kim Jones?
No, I think this is this is 2016, so it could be Kim Jones.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that information. But anyway, there's like a story
This
behind
one is
it.
not in the fashion show. It's just like
Yeah, it's also
commercial.
the story behind it is that because sometimes when you go and you give little less tip, the bell band's gonna put it on the right corner and people are gonna know that this client give you little tips.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a story behind it.
That's
So
good.
This is so cool.
yes, so this is where we travel by air. So it has to be very lightweighted, and this could trace back to 1921. And it was already lightweighted, and this only weighs like 26 kilograms in that period of time.
26, that's a lot.
That's a lot in this modern era, but it was only like a very little, considered very light in that back in those days.
Yeah.
And this Bois Faison, they kind of reinterpreted it to be more translucent to meet the demand and light of the 21st century woman.
How much does this one weigh?
Wait, how much is it
By the
weight?
way,
Weight.
I think it's pretty, it's pretty, 35 kilograms.
No. No, can't be.
No, can't be.
This one is
You can't.
This
You,
one's probably 35.
yeah.
Yeah, no, this
it's
one's
a plastic
26.
glass. I think it's about 2 kilos.
But I heard from a manager, I don't think it's that. I haven't get a chance to hold it before.
I don't think it's that heavy.
But-
Otherwise.
But this is a hanging wardrobe, so
Yeah.
change in style to meet more demand. Hang it, store your hangers,
ผมนี่เขาตาม
clothes.
ถ่ายตลอดเลยแล้วเราก็ยืนเก่งอะบอกนะบอกพี่ได้นะ
Oh shit. Even Terrace Bondi, like a very strong feminist in that period of time, uses our Louis Vuitton to travel, to take photos because he's a very famous photographer and journalist. So yeah, it's been there with us along the way. So this is the ads I told you about, the 26 kilograms.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to
The darker
middle
room.
part of the darker room. This room is like a walk-in closet because, yeah. This room we want to feature, how Louis Vuitton has always taken our takes our clients' demands and make like really unique collections. So we're starting from the male part.
Yeah.
So people travel, they get bored, they read books, but also they can use the trunk like this to play game. Yeah, and also a cigar.
Yeah.
We have a thermometer to measure the humidity so that cigarette doesn't go waste or go off. And this is a matcha tea set for women, so they can go into this matcha tea set ceremony, enjoy it in the style, and also
in the red apple.
I would use this bag for everyday use.
Yes, me too.
and our perfume Rose Devon,
Yeah.
as you can smell it for me. So people interpret it differently, but for better understanding, I would suggest you to go to a shop and smell it and take a sniff. And welcome to Louis Vuitton and art. This one, we're going to show you how in modern era time, we always get our artists to reinterpret the meanings behind these monograms, put their personal feelings, perspectives on it. And this is one of the most iconic ones in Thailand. People use it a lot.
Thanks to Mark Jacob.
Yes, that's Mark Jacob.
Yeah.
Steven Sprouse.
Before 2013,
Yeah.
when he was still a creative director. Yeah, Steven Sprouse, he died, apparently. But this is a product that outlived himself.
Yeah.
So very graffiti. He uses spray paint to paint on our canvas. And has anybody remembered the multicolor monogram?
Yes.
Yes. This is the same guy who designed that. Murakami Takeshi Murakami.
Yeah. I
So,
interviewed him in Tokyo.
Isn't this the one, the person who also made the one with the cherries?
yes,
Yeah,
it's
the
right there.
best.
It's right there. It's right
Oh,
there.
yeah, I remember that was like everywhere.
You passed the test, darling.
It's okay. We always still have some auction going on sometimes, so stay tuned on that. Alright, but this is the Yayuri Kusama.
Yeah.
So she's the one who's like very obsessed with dots.
Yeah.
And it's very recently. But coming to the most recent one, our 12-17 collection, this is by Jeff Koons. And maybe you guys remember his art piece called The Masters? No, The Gazing Ball. The Gazing Ball. So it's a copy of the master of the classic, so he used the Da Vinci thing.
The rabbit one.
The black one, and also with a gazing ball inside. The meaning beside this is that you can be engaged into the artwork rather than just looking at it from an outside perspective. And this is why the reason why the Da Vinci name was in metallic, so you can see a reflection, you can be part of it, and not just some normal speedy back, but a speedy back that you can reflect and belong to the classics.
อะไรอ่ะ
Azadin Alaya. Yeah.
This is actually talks about the nature and also the urbanism. You can see the monogram represent the urbanism and also the jungle with the printed leopard prints.
อันนี้ทำตอนหรือไม่ต้อง100 ปี Azadin
ใช่
Alaya
ครับครบ100 ปี
ถึง100 ปี
100 ปีอันนี้ก็ครบ100 ปีเหมือน
เห
กั
มือนกัน
น
อยู่ในปีเดียวกัน
อันนั้นคือร้านนี้
ซึ่งมีเวสต์วูดกับ
มีเวสต์วูดกับ
เฮลมุตแลนด์ด้วยป่ะ
มีเป็นเวสต์วูดนะฮะมีเวอร์เมลจิวีที่เป็นรักบี้
อันนี้อันนี้ที่เป็นร่มอ่ะ
แล้วก็ร่มคือเซบิยาเซบียา
อันนี้
เคยมีเฮลมุตแลนด์
นะฮะ
เฮลมุตแลนด์ไม่เคยทำใช่ไหม
ไม่มีอะไรนะ
เฮลมุตแลนด์
ให้หมดเลยไม่เคย
It's
ทำ
completely round. You hold it like that. But on the story behind is that you
และ
can get
ไอ
like
แซคมิสราเฮ
a little
เป็นเคลีย
getaway
ร์มันเป็นพลาสติก
because it can store like a pair of shoes and evening dress and toiletry stuff. So you can just grab this
You
box
want to run away.
for a small getaway.
Get away
Get away.
Very ideal for people who want to like a small getaway. Yeah, so
not run away
not run away.
completely different
You have like many more, but this is just our some of it that we decided to display in our exhibition. And moving on to our almost last room. And this one is very emotional to all Thai people, I believe, because this shows the relationship between Thailand and Louis Vuitton ourselves, and this being the royal family who has been the pioneers, clients of ours. So we're going to start, trace back to the reign of King Rahman V. He has two sons. He has a lot of sons, but this is one of the two of his sons that were our pioneer clients from Siam back then. Prince Kampangpet and Prince Yukon. So Ton Rachasakul and Yukon. So he ordered a lot of trunks, and I think I'm very proud to say that Louis Vuitton be part of that discovery that they go out on a trip to discover a lot of things and come back to give to see other people. So I think it's how we have collab with them. And every client order with us will have like a customer file, and we'll just write every orders you order with us on this piece of paper, and this is like a photo of it.
Tell us more about this. Traveling.
Traveling.
Yeah.
He ordered a lot of trunks. One of that being a safe trunk. So he has a safe, but he wants to home it rich trunk.
Oh my god
So
it's very heavy
yeah, it's gonna be very heavy, but I think it looks very beautiful to me. And it also
Prince Capsule actually is the father, or was the father of the railway system in Thailand. So understand that these trunks travel when they started the railway system in the country back in those days.
because trunks and transportation are always like they gotta come together.
And these are client orders, and so this actual trunks that we ordered.
The actual order. The actual
from Prince Capsule.
And they also like order like a gun trunk. Moving on to the next on the timeline, which is this is my favorite because this is the collection that Her Majesty Queen Sirikrit, when she has to do the official visits to the European countries with His Majesty the late King. So when they all go on a trip together, Bear Balmain, her personal and beloved assistant in making clothes for her, advised her to have the trunks because it's something that's very iconic at the time to have during you travel. So this is one of the collections that she ordered, and Pierre Balmain ordered on her behalf, and you can see the real trunks at the Museum of Textile in Her Majesty's name. Yes.
พี่สัญชัย style นี้
You didn't
it's
cheat.
amazing
I cried when I saw it. I cried.
You know what? I cried this morning when I saw the finishing of this. I cried.
It's very emotional.
Very good. And you can see Papa Thai and the initial name of Queen Sirikrit. I think this is a part of Siam, how we get a history and we are known by other people. Moving back to the more recent time, this is the empty leather bottle box or white Luzon. And this is in yellow because Louis Vuitton created it to celebrate His Majesty the King accession to the
To
throne.
commemorate his
60th anniversary.
anniversary.
So we put it out on auction.
It wasn't sold, was it?
I can't be sure, but it was type of but I'm not sure about if it's sold or
อัน
not.
นั้นก็ใช้พัฒนา
And this is the most recent one.
อันนี้10 ปีมาแล้วพระองค์หญิงเป็นคนเป็นดีไซเนอร์ทรงออกแบบ แล้วก็เอามาออคชั่นแล้วก็รายได้ทั้งหมดเนี่ยเอาสมทบทุนมูลนิธิชัยพัฒนา อันนี้เนี่ยได้อินสปิเรชันมาจากรัชกาลที่ 10
รัชกาลที่ 10 ค่ะคือตอนที่ท่านหญิงเนี่ยทรงออกแบบทรังก์ใบนี้เนี่ยก็ได้เข้าเฝ้านะฮะพระเจ้าอยู่หัวรัชกาลที่ 10 เพื่อทูลถามว่าสำหรับสุภาพบุรุษแล้วเนี่ยต้องใช้นาฬิกาอะไรยังไงต้องมีฟังก์ชันอะไรยังไงบ้างซึ่งพอเปิดทรังก์อันนี้ออกมาปุ๊บเนี่ยข้างในก็จะมีที่ใส่นาฬิกา3 เรือน
คือเป็น automated เลยก็คือใส่นาฬิกา automated มันก็จะหมุนให้ของเราอัตโนมัตินะฮะแต่ว่าความจริงแล้วเนี่ยท่านทรงออกแบบอันหนึ่งด้วยก็คือเป็นของผู้หญิงก็คือเป็น jewelry เป็นมีรูปผีเสื้ออยู่เป็น butterfly very beautiful but we weren't able to display it but we only show this to you
ดูด้านในนิติสารโฟก
เดือนกันยายนSeptember ออกแล้วค่ะ
Alright, so let's move to our very last room, the magic room.
What was this room called?
The local room.
Louis Vuitton and Thailand.
Yeah, or you can say Louis Vuitton and Thailand room. You can say that way.
And this is our proud present.
This is very amazing. It's fun.
You want to stand here. Stand here for me. Yeah. And you look from this direction to we're going to travel back right from the beginning to the end into the future. We have to, it's going to be in the loop.
Actually, forget.
ที่2ตอนเช้านะอันนี้ได้เดี๋ยวมันบอกเลยนะตารางนะตารางมีตารางตอนเช้าเป็นคนได้ก็ไปนั้นไปเป็นยืนแต่ติดหน้าไปซึ่งเราทำ
Thank you for your attention. I hope you guys enjoy the time with me at Louis Vuitton. And before you leave, we're gonna ask you to let me know me a vending machine that will randomly select you some souvenirs to take back with you. Just enter your name,แล้วก็ email address, and you can just collect your cardboard.
ต้องเขียนอีเมลไหมคะจำเป็นไหมต้องใส่เบอร์ด้วยเหรอใช่เบอร์ผู้จัดการที่น่าค่ะเบอร์น่าจะเบอร์พี่เฟิร์นคะวิดีโอนะคะ
ดีลิทยังไงอ่ะ
Delete เหรอคะ
โอเคโอเคไปเลย
ครับ
ว่าละ
พี่เฟิร์นไม่ทำเหรอคะ I want to see what your number is.
Please collect it.
Done and then
Oh,
And then,
how chic
super cute.
yes, and we're gonna randomly select two people. And let's see which one you get.
อ๋อเป็นสติ๊กเกอร์เหรอคะ
อ้าวจริงเหรอ
Oh, yes,
sticker
Pretty Mouse is my favorite.
Yes, it is. And the sticker that I
อันนี้อันนี้
อันนี้เราลองใส่โดยเฉพาะอยากได้อันนี้
และแค่กับอีกอันหนึ่งที่ทำเมืองไทยคืออันนี้ลอยกล้วยไม้
เอาอยากได้กล้วยไม้อ่ะเลยโซเทลอ่ะโอเค โอเค
อันนี้พวกนี้มัน random
the whole set yeah thank you
อันนี้เป็นเชคเก่ง
Okay.
ขอบคุณครับเป็นหนึ่งร้องมากน้องชื่ออะไรอ่ะน้องเบสน้องเบสชื่อเบ
เป็น
ส
รุ่นน้อง
เป็นรุ่นน้อง
อ๋อนี่หลักสอง
อ๋อนี่หนักสองนี่น่าเราพูดจาเป็นจังหวะจับคนดีมากเพราะพี่เป็นคนพูดไม่รู้เรื่องจริงพูดได้จังหวะมากจ๋า
เดี๋ยวให้
อันนี้เหรอ
เดี๋ยวให้ย่าพูดตอนจบนิดนึงได้ไหมคุณก่อนข้างหน้าไหม
มุมไหน
ข้างหน้าไหม
ข้างหน้า
ข้างหน้าตรงไหน
ข้างหน้า
ข้างหน้านี้ก็ได้ครับ
ทำแคปซูล
เดินข้างหน้าทำแคปซูลก็ได้
this is the
อันนี้ยังไลฟ์อยู่ใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่
สวัสดีนะคะเป็นแฟนของ Vogue Thailand ทุกท่านนะคะ ตอนนี้เราก็ได้เดินรอบ Time Capsule เราได้เดินรอบ Time Capsule เรียบร้อยแล้วนะคะ ก็สุดยอดมากๆเลยอยากให้ทุกคนได้ลองเข้ามาดูกันนะคะ มีเรื่องราวมากมายนะคะ เกี่ยวกับการเติบโตของLouis Vuittonตั้งแต่160 ปีที่แล้ว มีแบบ5ห้องนะคะ มีห้องหนึ่งที่ย่าเชื่อว่าคนไทยทุกท่านถ้าได้เข้ามาเราจะประทับใจกันมากจริงๆค่ะ ชื่อว่า Local Room นะคะ อยากให้เข้ามาชมกันเยอะๆค่ะ